it just because the game wasn't bloody open?
Yeah, you have to have it open.
Well, no, I have it open, but it just wasn't on my main screen.
Hmm. Oh, there you go. Yep, it is now.
Oh, it is now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm still not. I was gonna say I'm still not seeing it.
It's on. Yeah, it's on the YouTube.
Hey. Oh, there it is.
Yep.
All right, there we go. Alrighty, guys, what's going on? We're live again on a Tuesday night here at the Redline Racing Series. 2 races left till the start of the playoffs. Sonoma on tap for tonight, and to say not many people are happy about this track is a big understatement, but we're going to have at it anyway, and the storyline is the tight points battle it is to get in to the playoffs themselves. And we got Mark McAtack in here to not only tell you about that, but to give us the running order for today's event.
Yes, sir. How we doing, Wallbridge?
We're doing good now that I got the stream working.
Right? No, that happens. Technology. But no, we got a good race on tap, I think, tonight at Sonoma. I know not a lot of people like it, as you said. Or not a lot of people are a fan of road courses, but it's getting down to crunch time, though. So only 2 races left before the playoffs, as you said. And with how the points are, shaping up, it's really getting tight for that 12th and final transfer spot. Because keep in mind, only 12 drivers advance to the playoffs, which will start in 2 weeks. So keep an eye on cars like Ban 1, who's in the 8, 24 Copenhagen, 62 of Doing Work. They're all trying to battle for that final transfer spot and get into the playoffs. So keep an eye on that. But as far as qualifying goes, I'll go over that really quick too before we get going. New pole winner, first time this season. He got the 24 of Copenhagen, leading them to green in the 24, which is big for him. He's looking to have a nice solid point stay, being on the cut line to make the playoffs. Starting in second, we'll be Doing Work in the 62. Starting third will be Garv in the 15. Starting fourth will be Team 95 Motorsports in the 5. Now rounding out, the top 5 will be JRC Indy in the 38. Starting 6 will be Chief TP in the 9. 7th we got Cole Trickle in the 19. 8th will be Dog Pound in the 41. 9th we got Jay White in the 16. And rounding out the top 10 will be Hootie Hoo in the 99. And then starting 11th will be 19mm. 12th we got P. Fulton. 13th is Band 1. And last but not least, 14th will be myself in the 22. So 14 car field should be a pretty decent race, and it is a quicker race. I want to make note of that really quick too. Only run a 25%er tonight at Sonoma to save some time for everybody. So should be a quick one. 5, 5, and 14 are the stage breakdowns. So first 2 stages will not require a pit stop, but the third stage will require 1 pit stop. So yeah, I think I went over everything. So should be a good race, sir.
Alrighty, can't wait to get started.
All right, man. Thank you, Ballbridge.
Yes, sir. There you heard it. The starting lineup for today's race at Sonoma, and the points battle is tight. Right now, Copenhagen in the 24 holds that final spot, the 12th position in points. And he holds it by 11. Ban 1 in the... Actually, no, he holds it by 8 over the 62 of Doing Work. And Doing Work has been busting his ass off trying to get into these playoffs. We've seen it through the consistency that he has shown through these later weeks here in the season, as he's been top 3 for the last 3 or 4 races on the schedule. So building up those top 5s Ban 1 up ahead of Copenhagen in the 24 by 11 points and ahead of Doing Work in the 62 by 19. That is the difference between making the playoffs and not. 19 points. And this is the biggest wrench you could throw into anybody's plan right now, because we've seen Copenhagen have the speed on road courses, so he might not be one that we necessarily worry about for today's event, but we have cars like the 62 who's, depending on the road course, can vary. And Ban 1, who's really been on the struggle bus here the past couple of weeks, a road course wrench into that could potentially spell disaster and really make him have to work that much harder next week when we go to, I'm going to look at the track. I'm trying to also keep my eye on the field to make sure I don't miss the start, because I've had a bad run with that. Oh, Atlanta, which is a wild card in and of itself. That place races like a restrictor plate track. So we're going to have to really pay attention to those three drivers, the 8, the 24, and the 62, as well as for this race alone, the 22 having to work his way up through the field, starting in 14th. So it's really not a matter, I think, of if. It's just a matter of when that 22 makes it to the front, and we'll see if he can do that here before stage 1 ends. But definitely a lot of wild cards here, and you're seeing how many people don't like this, because guys like 19mm, on any other track, he'd be a top 5, top 10 car, and right now just can't find it. We stood in practice and really saw the struggles he had through that. But right now the driver's getting ready, so we will too. Short one at Sonoma, so it won't take up too much of your time tonight. But this points battle is going to be close. It's really going to come down to Atlanta for that 12th and final not transfer spot, but playoff spot. Not that deep in the season yet, and I'm really hoping we don't get that deep yet, because I got to tell you, this is a really fun league to be a part of, and see the season getting closer to its end is not something I really look forward to. But the drivers lined up for the start. Are we going to see it? We are. Copenhagen side by side with none other than Doing Work, going 3 wide. 3 wide into the first corner. Team 95 tried to make it 3 wide. You don't want to do that, or your race could end in a hurry. There you see the 2 drivers looking for that playoff spot. And now we get through into the tougher sections. There you see the 22 of Mark McAtack already up 3 spots. This is where we're going to have to really pay attention to this little chicane right here. Right here at the start. Chief having a little bit of trouble. Oh, dog pound into the dirt. Real easy to do here. Meanwhile, Hootie Hoo side by side with Mark. Mark able to grab the spot. And Mark now trying to get by the 9 of Chief. To move up into, I believe that's 6th. The field is starting to get a little spread out now. So we're going to bounce along streams here right now on with Jay White. We're going to move over to Garv, who's running in 3rd. As we follow along with Mark, still working on that 9 to Chief. 9 goes wide. Able to keep the momentum and keep that 22 behind him. But look at the lead. This 24 is starting to get on the 62, but don't look now. The 5. Patience is a virtue, and he is putting that on display. As the 62 actually lost 41 on pit road. As the 15 of Garv now moves up into P number 2. Position 2 for the 15. I would love to stay on that stream, but it is just way too laggy right now. So we'll jump back onto JY. 2 of 5 laps coming to the 3rd lap of this stage to be completed. Cars really just mowing the dirt down. That was the 38 of JRC Indy. Right now he sits in the 6th spot, and we saw him really trudge through the dirt as actually moving on back. The 9 holding off that 22, but the 22 hits the corner. The 9 missed it. And Mark McAtack up into 7th. 3 laps to go here in stage 1. Only 5 laps here as we're on 3 completed. As we'll do a rundown through the field. Copenhagen, your race leader. The 15 of Garv sitting in 2nd. Doing work running in 3rd. The 5 of Team 95 running 4th. The 38 of JRC Indy rounding out your top 5. Oh boy, but he does some BMX style driving as we hit this dangerous chicane. Here comes Mark McAtack and a check to the outside. And Mark gonna late break it into the sharp right-hander and take 5th. JRC Indy down to 6th. There is the 9 of Chief sitting in 7th as I'm trying to figure out who the middleman is. It is not Jay White. Who is... Oh, that is the 8 of Ban 1. Oh, P. Fulton having a mistake in the 18. The 8 of Ban 1 running 8th. The 19 of Cole Trickle running in the 9th position as we saw the 18 of P. Fulton have a mistake. He runs 10th. Hootie Hoo in the 99. In 11th position. Trying to get the back camera so that way I can see who's behind him. I can't see anybody behind him, so I have no idea who's next in the running order. Is that as far down as I can feasibly track? As the 16 actually runs 13th, so that means that the 78 of 19 runs 12th. And the 41 of Dog Pound will round out the field as now Mark McAtack up into 4th. Doing Work drops down to 5th. Right now, Doing Work just has to do one thing. Keep himself in front of that 8 car. If he can manage to do that, life will be very well for him. But Mark moving himself up to 3rd. There you see the 15 of Garv well up ahead. As we have 1 lap to go. White flag is out for that 24. Mark not going to be able to get back to the front. Or at least to the lead, I should have said, before this stage is over. We also found out in practice you can't jump that hill that Copenhagen just drove by. That was really cool what Cope just did. That was a nice little slide. Heard the tires squeal and all right there. But what a tremendous lead. Oh my. Mark's going to have his work cut out for him just trying to get to the 24 or keep up. As Cope through the S's. Oh, a little bit squirrely through that section of the S's. Now he is out. The entrance to pit road in sight. But it is this nasty final turn. And Copenhagen comes across, lets it off, and he wins stage number 1. Garv gonna hold on and keep Mark behind him to get second. Mark McAttack will finish in third. The 5 of Team 95 will finish fourth. Doing work in the 62 will round out your top 5. What a stage 1 by Copenhagen in that 24. A dominant start for the man who needs the points to just keep himself in the playoffs. Remember, he is in that final spot, in that 12th position in points. All he's got to do is hold on, and that stage win is huge. Plus with Band 1 finishing in 8th, that's a huge points difference. And doing work finishing inside the top 5 in that stage, but only just as he finished 5th. And look at what we got here. A little bit of strategy. As a 38 of JRC Indy will start on pole for stage number 2 that is underway. He leads them into the first part of the track. And already here comes the 24. Copenhagen through to second. Where is Garv? He is there in third. Copenhagen through to the lead. Wow. JRC Indy falls to second. Garv sits in third, but he's got a big yellow mean machine behind him. Mark McAttack barreling down on the 15. Another 5-lap stage here. Garv trying to keep that 22 behind him. Here you see a nice little close battle with the 62 and the 5. 62 are doing work. Went the wrong way there. Trying to get 2 and potentially buy that 5 of Team 95. The only problem is that trying to figure out how to word this. That even though the 62 has been improving steadily through these later weeks, the same could be said for this Team 95 number 5, as he has also been steadily inside the top 5 in every race. So not an easy task here for the 62, who started inside the top 3, but now just struggling to get into the top 5. As we go back to Mark McAttack, Garv on the back of the 38 of JRC. Andy trying to keep himself in second. He just has to hold on for 4 more laps. Only problem is that Garv is a little bit hungrier to get that spot with the 22 barreling down behind him. And here it comes. Garv gonna look to the inside of Indy. And the 22 of Mark McAtack will follow him through. Doing work to the inside of Team 95. He gets through back into the top 5. Is the 62. Hit him in the passing zone. And now tries to close in on the 3 cars up ahead of him. And we try and find the 8 of Ban 1. Where does he sit? Right behind the 19 of Cole Trickle. You see the 5 of Team 95 sitting 6. So right now he's still, has dropped to 9th. So Ban 1 is trying to keep it steady and consistent. Mark McAtack still barreling down on the 15 of Garv. Garv doing everything he can. As right now, we're coming to 2 to go in the stage. As Copenhagen now through the back end of the S's. Went into the final corner. Garv is literally covering every line. Heavy defense by the 15. Doing work, starting to break away from the 5, but not really gaining as much ground as you would have thought on that 38 of Indy, who sits in the 4th position. And what a job by this 24. Came in knowing he didn't need the win, he just needed to be good. That's all he needed to do, is just be good. And right now, he is in line to potentially win this second stage. As you can just see, there's nobody within a football field away from that 24. No, is the 5 of Team 95 putting the pressure on Doing Work. Doing Work was able to break away from that 5 car, but right now he's not only was struggling to get into the top 5, now he might be struggling just to stay in the top 5. And now this is the 1 to go. White flag is out here in stage number 2. As coming out of this little chicane here will be the halfway. Once they hit the top of the hill, I believe that is the halfway marker, or at least somewhere in this section is the halfway. As the 15 under fire, the 22 Mark finally gets him. Will we see the crossover happen? Garv looked, couldn't attack. Mark McAtack through to second. Too late, though, to try and catch Copenhagen. He is out of the S's. He can play it safe all the way to the start-finish line. Hit his marks here. But the 24 comes out of the final corner. Copenhagen wins stage 1 and 2. Mark McAtack will finish in second, the 15 of Garv. In third, Indy holds on to finish 4th with the 62 of Doing Work rounding out the top 5. What about that 38 car? Use the strategy to not only start on the pole to start stage 2, but was able to keep himself in the top 5. A really good run by the 38. But Copenhagen yet again blitzing the field. We'll see what Pit Road can do to shake stage 2 up, or to shake up the start of stage 3, I should say. And, oh, look at here! The 8 of Band 1 starts on pole for stage 3. Green flag is out. He needed to make a move, and he did. Now, how well can he hold on to the spot? Oh, he's trying, but into the dirt he goes. Through goes the 15, who gets by Mark. Oh, he's able to hold him off. But the 15 gets by. Contact made. Band 1 doing what he needs to try and do to keep himself in this spot. Another bad corner. He drops from first down to 5th. And who does he have behind him but the 5 of Team 95? Oh, here comes... Wow! Doing work, sends it. Band 1 caught off guard and is now dropping. Doing work, got 2 in that move. He sits in 5th again. Ada Band 1 dropped all the way to the back of the field. As Copenhagen continues to lead, not having the same amount of a breakaway that he had. What is happening with the 15 of Garv? Garv has an issue and drops out of 2nd. Drops back to 3rd. A 38 of JRC Indy. Oh, the 5's off. Team 95 off the course. I think that was the 19. It was who went off. P. Fulton through to 7th. The 19 of Cole Trickle dropping to 8th. A lot of drivers getting caught in that chicane section. There's a 16 of Jay White going for a ride. The 8 of Band 1. Oh, I think he's done. He's gone. He will not finish the race. Relinquishing what could be his spot in the playoffs. Potentially, we don't know where he'll end up. But with only 19-point difference, don't see him being able to hold on. Copenhagen has an issue. The 22 closes in further. This is what the playoffs do. It forces guys to make these desperate moves, and we saw it out of the 62, sending it into this very corner. And, well, just didn't pan out for everybody is right now doing work. Sits in third. The 15 of Garv's issues continue. He drops to fourth and continues to fall. He is well off of the top three. Now back here with a 38. The 5 of Team 95. No, he is... I gotta figure this out. A lot going on here. He's back in 11th. Oh my, wow. I wonder if he came down pit road. The 24 of Copenhagen did come down this last time. This is the one pit stop. The money stop. Not under caution, under green. What kind of moves are going to be made? Mark is on his own strategy right now. 62 are doing work. Also stays out. He's probably going to stick with Mark McAttack, and whenever he comes down, he'll probably follow. Copenhagen comes out alongside the 38 of Indy. There you see the 15 of Garv. We'll have to wait and see when the 22 comes down. It's not this time. Like I said, he's on his own game plan. Well, the 62. No. He rides the widest entry you could going into that tight corner there. That tight right-hander. Five of Team 95 makes his way down. The 9 of Chief, he comes down. There you see the 19mm, 78 coming down with him. Green flag pit stops well underway, except for these two, the 62 and the 22. Right now, equal distance between them, as we are 11 laps away from this one being over. So we're going to see how this one shakes out. And Mark McAttack coming down this time. We anticipate seeing the 62 as well. We'll cut to him. As I try to get it. Oh! Doing work on his own plan. He might just ride it out for one more lap, but right now the leader is the 62 of doing work. 10 laps remain. Sorry, 9 laps. I forget how far ahead this 62 is. 9 laps to go. And I couldn't tell you where anybody else is on the track because I gotta wait for this pit cycle to be over as we see someone on the top of the hill going through the dirt. Mark is out. Ahead of the 24. Cope, who was right in front of the 22 when they came down, now sits. Good 7 to 8 seconds behind him. Enters the chicane. Oh, gives a little bit of a cut. Yeah, Cope now actually is behind the 15 of Garv. Now, will we see the 62 on pit road when we get to him? No, what is this 62 up to? What are we gonna see? A win for the 62 at doing work could be huge. As Mark McAtack well out in front of the 24 of Copenhagen. Craziness. There you see the 16 of Jay White. Now down to 8 laps to go. I tell you what, man, this 62 of doing work keeps finding new ways to surprise me. Because right now, I wasn't, my stream wouldn't even set me up to be live. That was sick. I was like 3 minutes behind on my own damn stream. That was hilarious. I just wanted to check my bloody audio, but right now, we're going to see if the 62 coming out of the S's is going to set up to pit. No! It'll be 7 to go this time. This is astonishing what we're seeing. Everybody else has come down. As a 15, I want to see where he runs right now, because if he's running in third, so Garv has actually made his way back up into the top 5. He sits in third, just in front of Copenhagen. So this is actually a battle for position between these two. JRC Indy also involved in this fight as he closes in, or tries to. That'll be the battle for what is right now third. We still have to wait to see what happens when the 62 comes down pit road. Right now, a little under 20 seconds ahead of the 22 of Mark McAtack. And Mark McAtack continuing to eat into that lead, because you got to remember the 62, his equipment's pretty darn used. There's a gutsy call. And he's still not coming. This is insane. Where is that 22? He is not that far behind. He is closing in right now, about 18 seconds. 2 seconds gained just on that lap alone. I don't know how much longer doing work can pull this off. I mean, at this point, everybody else has come down. A little bit of contact back here with the 15 and the 24 going into that tight right hand of the final corner. I think it's turn 11. Well, what is in real life turn 11, and here it's like turn 34. As now I can't tell you how far the gap is, because I now lost the timing and scoring on the leader. So this is going to be crazy. He's got to come down this time. No. This is going to be the craziest pit stop. There you see the 16. If we see the 22, he might be... If we see the 22 at all in this frame, there he is. That is too close. I don't know if he's trying to get most laps led. I don't know if that's a point. 15 Agarv now has the 38 behind him. He saw a little trouble here about the 5 of Team 95. He gets it back going again, but the 38 now in the hunt for the 15 Agarv. He hasn't really closed in all that much to him. As right now he sits just inside the top 5, sitting in the 5th position. We try to find the 62. Here he goes, starting the S's. There's the 22. Still not that far behind, man. I don't know. I think the 62's odds of staying out front here are really starting to dwindle by the lap. And he still ain't coming. Wow. Man, they're swinging low tonight for doing work. I am very interested to see what he does or how this pans out. Whatever strategy he comes up with, because you have to do something on per road. Either fuel, as now the 22 of Mark McIntyre has caught that 16 of Jay White. We got 5 to go. Sorry, 4 to go. 15 has not yet crossed the line on the stream for me. Oh, the 22 with an issue! Oh, loose! Ton of time potentially lost. 16 jumps out of the way. Oh, man, the 62 could breathe a sigh of relief. He finally said a word. I heard him speak on the in-game chat. He is absolutely locked in, trying to hit his marks to make this strategy of his work. And that 22, having the mishap that he did, could potentially be what he needs, as he's still not coming down. Oh my wowie wow. The streams are starting to get glitchy again. We don't like that. Always has to happen towards the end of the damn race, too. That's cool. We got about 3 laps to go. Technically about 3.5 right now. Where is that 22 of Mark McIntyre? Yeah, that gap really did open back up just a little bit, though. I don't know if it's enough for anyone to start feeling comfy yet. I wouldn't feel comfy at all as the 5 and the 19 starting to really go to battle here. I believe this is for 8th. My memory serves, which it really doesn't, to be honest with you. I do just know this is for position. Oh, the 5 really sends it in right there. Contact with Cole Trickle. 19 does well to hold the spot. As I really am just... The 62 is down. Here it comes. We are going to ride on with the 22, who's already going to go by. There you see the 62 doing work. Mark McIntyre will make that pass, and the 22 is now your race leader. And that puts the 24 as he goes by the 62 there through to second. 15 going to come through and take away third. A gutsy call. He drops to 4th. Not bad. But Definitely not how he wanted that strategy to pan out. The gap just wasn't there enough for him to really capitalize on doing just a gas and go. But hey, if you're going to commit to a strategy, he committed as the 5 of Team 95 gets by Cole Trickle in the 19. Move him up to 8th spot. As I have no idea who's in front of these guys because the field is very much spread out. As the 38 on tires, will JRC Indy be able to close in as we come to the white flag as the 22 crosses the line here? This is the one to go. The white is out for Mark McAttack. Started in the back, worked the whole race through the field, is finally in the lead when it matters most. The 24 of Copenhagen, who sits second, gave it his best all day. Just wasn't meant to be, but he did get the 2 stage wins, and that'll be huge for him in the points. And the 62 sits back here in 4th. There you see what I believe is the 15 of Garv. Yes, up ahead of the 62. Won't have enough time to get there, though. If we jump onto the 22, he hits the final tight corner. And he will come around. Mark McAttack will win at Sonoma. The 24 of Copenhagen will take home second. The 62 closed in on the 15 of Garv, but it was not enough. Garv third, doing work 4th. Insane. Rounding out the top 5 is that 38 of JRC Indy. Fulton will finish 16th. Team 95, 7th. Cole Trickle, 8th. Chief, 9th. Dog Pound rounds out the top 10. I don't see where. I know the 16 finished about 13th, a lap down, but because he was a lap down, I don't know where the rest of his buddies finished. Dog Pound comes around. Oh, there it is. 1911th. Hootie Hoo 12th. Jay White 13th. Ban 1. Will not finish today's race. He will finish it in the pit box. Well, can't say Sonoma didn't pack that drama and controversy, as a point shakeup is to be expected for the regular season finale in Atlanta next week, as we wait to get the top 3 up here with me. Bars. I'm just kidding. Oh boy, that's how tired I am, if anybody needed a hint. We'll jump out of this so I don't get surprised into an online race. That will do it for the streaming. Now I'll just cut it to mine, because why not? Got 3 people in. That's pretty neat. I like seeing that as we wait for Mark McAttack to get up here with us. 'Cause I'm pretty sure all the... Yeah, nobody else is live, so I can't get in on the post-race chatter. I just have to wait. Play the waiting game. Oh, here's Garv. Yay.
Mr. Walbridge,
I'm
how
not by
is
my...
you doing?
I am doing good. I'm not by myself anymore,
Good.
so that's awesome.
Well, sorry, I had to get the lobby paused, shut my broadcast off, all that good stuff.
You think, oh, crap. You can get Cope in here?
Oh, yeah. Just...
Pretty please.
Yep. I will. I was supposed to. I'm sorry. I don't really care to get him in here. No. I'm just kidding. All right, select players. He better be on showing online, and he's not, of course. Oh, I can go to groups. No? Come on, Cope. I'll go scroll all the way down. Copenhagen Lip. He's been invited.
Perfect. Oh, there he is. And it's just our race winner. So while we wait
said he'd be here in a minute.
Oh, okay. Well, TikTok. I'm just kidding. I'm gonna say that really quick. Come on, Kesha. Wife missed a chance at a really funny joke. Oh well.
Sorry.
There we go. A little late to the party, but we got there.
I don't know. No, that was Joyride. Which is also.
All right. Well, while we wait, figured we can get this started here, and we'll start with the man who finished in third, the 15 of Garv. I gotta make sure I select the right scheme here. And Mark said start the interviews. Look at that. Mind reader. But you had a little trouble there through stage 3. Your race was pretty damn consistent. You started up front, you stayed up front. But there was that little struggle you had where it looked like you just started dropping in the positioning. Walk me through what that was about, because once you came off of pit road, you were right back to where you were.
Most of it is, on the restarts and getting into turn 1 and 2. You just got to be so careful, and I don't want to be the one to take anybody out. So I just take it easy and get through it and work on everybody later. And that's just the way I approached it on every restart after the stages. And maybe I go a little softer than I probably should, than some do, but I know that way I'm not the cause of any trouble. And all I wanted to do was stay out there, stay on the racetrack. You can't go fast, you can't finish well if you don't just stay on the racetrack. Mark preaches every week, slower's faster, and I just went by that. I just ran what I was comfortable with. I ran a few real good laps, but mostly in the 130s, and I was okay with that. I was watching where I was, the differentials, who was behind me, where everybody was at. And I was getting a little nervous towards the end, doing work, leading, and I thought, God, he has to pit. There's no way he came from the back to the front like that. And then I got word that he did have to pit, and then I just settled in and stayed where I was.
Yeah, and right now you're sitting in that comfortable spot in the points. You are going into next week with not so much weight on your shoulders as some other guys are having. now that you've gotten through the grueling task that Sonoma presents, is this going to make Atlanta a little bit more easier knowing where you are in the point standings?
You mean Texas?
Oh, that was Atlanta.
No, we're going to Texas.
Oh, it's Texas. We already ran Atlanta.
Oh, it says. Oh no, it is Texas. Wow.
It's all good.
But yeah, I feel a little bit better about it. I think Cole was about 8 points ahead of me going into tonight, and with my stage finishes and the final race finish, I think I should jump him in points into third. I feel pretty good about that. With my race suspension, I didn't ever figure I could be up here, but I'm pretty happy about it. Been working hard, and I'm looking forward to Texas. I got as good a shot as anybody to win there. So.
All right. Well, hey, congratulations on third at Sonoma, and we will see you next week at Texas.
All right. Well, thanks, Wallbridge. I want to congratulate Mark and thank him again for allowing me to run with these guys. And a good finish for you there, Cope. I was hoping you were going to blow a tire and I could jump a spot, but good job, fellas.
Good job.
And that will move us on to our second place driver in the 24, Copenhagen. You were dominant as hell, I gotta say, at the start of this one. What was it about that pit strategy that you had in stage 3 that just set you back for the rest of the race?
I'm always on the wrong end of these pit strategies, man, and we weren't gonna live in our fears this time. We knew we had the car going in. We worked all week, little tweaks here and there. Worked with Mark, worked with Garv. Those two guys are very easy to lean on throughout the week. It's a testament to this team. This team is resilient. We kind of put ourselves behind the 8 ball early on in the season at Homestead. Not the right pit strategy, and then myself at Watkins Glen to put us in this point position battle that definitely want to stay away from. And we've showed the last couple weeks that we can be consistent. But tonight, it was mainly what Garv was saying. Just stay on the track, slow it down, especially early on in the runs. Like your car feels like a damn tank, and we were fighting all damn night, and we just keep pushing, the results will come.
I was going to say, if that's what you call fighting, I mean, stage 1, I mean, you could have fit half of Italy in between you and second. And then in stage 2, you could probably fit Gillette Stadium in between you and second. So, I mean, I know the margins were shrinking, but your leads were still plenty. I mean, just the pit strategies kind of let you down. Is that something that going next week to Texas, because I'm going to make sure I say the right fucking track, that you're going to hone in on more than the setup, lines to run? Are we going to try and see if we can hone in on what kind of strategies outside of this league that we could potentially try and use?
We're just going to keep at the same pace of trying to do everybody, but you want to be ordinary. And Texas, it's kind of cut and dry unless you get a late race caution or something like that, and it kind of off kilters the strategy a little bit. But plain cut dry for Texas, it's damn near 4 tires, and not really worried about that. But I just want to thank Mark for not giving up on me. I know I've had a sophomore slump, and these guys being resilient and rallying behind me in my low times in this league. So I do want to appreciate everybody for sure. But yeah, we're going to go on to Texas, and I don't know how big that point gap is, but I do think we're on the right track to make some noise in the playoffs.
All right, well, we have no doubt you're going to be making some noise in the playoffs if this is how you're going to run in the playoffs. And we look forward to seeing you next week at Texas, and that is your second place winner, the 24 of Copenhagen.
Thanks again, Walbridge, for what you do.
Yes, sir. And we now move on to your race winner. Took the lead when it mattered most. Started in the last position. Didn't matter. Mark McAtack, your winner at Sonoma.
Hey, Walbridge.
Hey, how was it having to drive through the field? You took the lead on that final pit stop after the 62 finally came down. But, I mean, you were able to work your way up at the start of the race pretty well, but you hit that wall. You kept just hitting that wall every time. Like, at the end of stage 1, you hit that wall in 4th. At the end of stage 2, you hit that wall in 2nd. What was the plan going into that final strategy to just get past that wall and be able to break through and get the lead?
Well, I knew patience was definitely going to be a big thing, starting in the back. I knew going in stage 3, I knew what mostly everybody was going to do, because 14 laps stage 3, you get 13 laps of fuel. It's honestly a no-brainer that mostly everybody's going to take no tires and just take a splash of fuel. So I knew what I had to do to get out in front. It was just a matter of execution, really on the track, gaining the time I needed to gain to kind of leapfrog everybody. So it was a lot of fun, though, coming from the back. It was definitely different. Trying to be as patient as I could be and give those guys as much room as I could and just be courteous. So, getting up to 4th in stage 1, I was pretty happy with after, what do we have? I think we had a 14 card field. So, yeah, I started 14th up to 4th in only 5 laps. And then from there, I was able to get to 2nd and kind of be in a pretty good position for stage 3. But yeah, pit strategy definitely helped, and I think getting on and off pit road as quickly as we could definitely helped cut the time down. So, good race overall. Very happy. Cutoff race next week at Texas should be very interesting to see how everything kind of shapes out and unfolds. I want to give a congratulations to Cope. He ran a hell of a race tonight, got the pole and won 2 stages, the first 2 stages. So good. Points tonight from him, a much needed points tonight, and also a very solid points tonight from Garth, who finished 3rd. So I want to congratulate those 2 and congratulate everybody on a good run. So on to Texas next week. That's a wild card, honestly. The draft is very, very important there, even on low. So really anybody has a shot to win if you put yourself in the right position. So should be a good one, though.
All right, well, you just covered every base I was going to take a shot at, so...
I try to make it as easy as I can on you, Walbridge.
I mean, we've only done this every week, so, I mean...
We're practicing together. We're getting good. It's like sports, we're getting that chemistry down.
We is. All right. But that is your race winner, the 22, Mark McAtack. Fought through the field and made it work on the final pit stop. And that will do it for us this week at Sonoma. And next week, Texas on the ballot. The cutoff race to get into the playoffs as Band 1, Copenhagen, and Doing Work going to do battle on the track to try and see who will make the final 12. We'll see you guys there next week, Tuesday night at 9. Be there, be square, blah, 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 blah. And we will see you guys later. Have a good night, everybody.